Ah, there you are, old pal. Look at this view. The desert stretches endlessly. The pyramids stand tall in the distance, unmoving like guardians of time. It makes you dream, doesn't it? Have you ever had a dream that felt larger than life? A dream that whispered to you in the quiet moments, promising something extraordinary. Paulo Coelho once wrote in The Alchemist, "It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting." Simple, yet powerful, isn't it? But in today's world, where everything moves so fast, how many of us still take the time to dream? Today, I want to share the story of Santiago with you, a young shepherd who left everything he knew to chase a treasure. But be warned, my friend, this treasure isn't what you think, it's so much more. A quest for self-discovery, meaning and transformation. So, have you laced up your shoes? Are you ready to take this journey with me? Let's go. Now, dreams, have you heard their call? Santiago lived a quiet, peaceful life. His days were spent herding sheep through the lush Andalusian countryside. It was a life of routine, simple yet fulfilling. But one night, a recurring dream shook his peace. A treasure buried near the pyramids of Egypt. Paulo Coelho wrote, "Everyone, when they are young, knows what their personal legend is." And Santiago? He couldn't ignore it. The dream haunted him. It wasn't just about gold. It was a whisper, a call to something greater, something beyond the safety of his fields and his sheep. The idea of leaving it all behind scared him. But deep down, he knew staying would mean betraying himself. So, Santiago chose to listen. He sold his sheep, left the comfort of what he knew, and set off into the unknown. Because following a dream means embracing uncertainty. But here's the thing, old pal. In Santiago's time, dreams came to you in the quiet moments, in the stillness of the countryside, under the stars, or in the silence of dawn. And today, we're so distracted, aren't we? Our world is loud. Notifications, deadlines, endless scrolling, all of it drowns out the whispers of our dreams. When was the last time you truly flennered, wandered aimlessly, without purpose, letting your mind drift? When was the last time you let yourself dream? We fill every moment with noise. Instead of gazing at the stars, we stare at screens. Instead of listening to the call of our hearts, we tune into curated lives on social media. Santiago's dream came to him because he made space for it. But what about us? Do we leave any room for our dreams to find us? Oh, wait a minute. Look at this view. Isn't it stunning? The pyramids in the distance, the long shadows stretching across the desert. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, Santiago. Picture him, a shepherd-turned-traveler standing at the edge of his comfort zone, taking his first steps into a world full of mystery and challenge. And you, my friend? If a dream disturbed your peace, would you have the courage to answer its call? But answering a call isn't always easy, is it? Fear often stands in the way. Let's talk about that. Ah, fear. It's always there, isn't it? Santiago arrived in Tangier, full of hope, only to be robbed of everything he had. Imagine yourself in his shoes, nothing left, alone in a foreign land. What would you do? Paulo Coelho reminds us, there is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve, the fear of failure. Does that speak to you, old pal? Today, fear takes many forms. The fear of not being good enough, the fear of judgment, the fear of public failure. And in an age where everything is visible, failure feels like a spectacle we'd rather avoid. But Santiago teaches us something essential. Fear isn't the end, it's a teacher. It often points us toward what truly matters. After being robbed, Santiago didn't give up. He took a job with a crystal merchant and started rebuilding step by step. In a world that glorifies speed and instant results, Santiago's story reminds us that detours are part of the journey. Fear is like a desert storm. It shakes you, it tests you, but eventually it passes. So next time you feel fear, ask yourself, what is it here to teach me? Fear walks with us, yes, but there's another guide that can lead us beyond it: your heart. Does your heart whisper too? Ah, the heart. A tricky companion, hesitant, uncertain, sometimes terrified. But Santiago learned to listen to his. Under the guidance of the alchemist, he realized his heart had important things to say. Paulo Coelho wrote, "You will never be able to escape from your heart, so it's better to listen to what it has to say." And you, my friend, do you take the time to listen to your heart? In a world filled with noise, where notifications and distractions fill every moment, it's easy to miss its whispers. But if you silence the noise, if you truly listen, your heart will show you the way. Santiago realized that the anticipation of pain is often more daunting than the real pain. He chose to trust his heart, even when it was afraid, because, as the alchemist told him, "Tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself." So, what is your heart whispering today? And most importantly, are you listening? And if your heart is a guide, perhaps the journey it leads you on is its own reward. What if the journey matters more than the treasure? Santiago thought his treasure was a chest of gold buried beneath the pyramids. But as he crossed the desert, he discovered something far more valuable: himself. Paulo Coelho wrote, "The journey is what teaches you. The journey is your treasure." You see, old pal, in today's world we're obsessed with results. Everything must be fast, visible, spectacular. But the truth is, the path itself holds the magic. Every step of Santiago's journey, his struggles, his encounters, his doubts, transformed him. And for you, instead of asking, "When will I arrive?" why not ask, "Who am I becoming?" Because that's where the real treasure lies. But even amidst the journey, love has a role to play, doesn't it? Our love, it's a tricky thing, isn't it? Santiago found it in the form of Fatima, a woman of the desert. Now you'd think falling in love would put a pause on his grand adventure, right? But no, he learned something profound. True love doesn't chain you down. It doesn't say, "Stay here with me and forget your dreams." No, true love hands you your backpack, kisses your forehead, and says, "Go on, chase that treasure. I'll be here when you return." Fatima told him exactly that. "Go, pursue your treasure. I will be here when you return." And Coelho reminds us, love never keeps a man from pursuing his destiny. If he abandons that pursuit, it's because it wasn't true love. Now let's pause for a second. Think about today. How often do we confuse love with possession? We want guarantees, promises, reassurances. But that's not love, is it? That's a transaction. True love, old pal, isn't about keeping someone close. It's about letting them fly, cheering for them as they grow, and trusting they'll return. Have you ever felt that kind of love? The kind that makes you braver, stronger, and more yourself? Or have you been the one holding someone back, clutching too tightly? It's okay, we've all been there. Love, real love, doesn't make you smaller. It stretches you, challenges you, whispers in your ear, "You can do this." Santiago knew that. He didn't abandon his treasure for Fatima, but he didn't love her any less. And Fatima, she didn't beg him to stay. She didn't say, "Choose me or your dream." No, she understood that his journey wasn't just about gold. It was about becoming the man he was meant to be. And that's the kind of love we should all hope for, don't you think? The kind that stands by us, not just in the easy moments, but in the big, scary, life-changing ones too. So tell me, my friend, who's your Fatima? Who in your life encourages you to chase your dreams, even when it's hard, even when it takes you far away? And maybe the better question, who do you love enough to let go, to trust that their journey is just as important as your own? But then again, Maybe we haven't found our Fatima yet. Maybe, like Santiago, we're still crossing deserts, still learning to trust ourselves, still figuring out what love really looks like. And that's okay, because love, real love, often finds us when we least expect it, when we're too busy growing, searching, becoming, to even realize we needed it in the first place. So if you're still wondering, if you're still waiting for your Fatima to appear, don't lose heart. Keep walking your path. Keep becoming the person you're meant to be, because when the time comes, the right person won't hold you back. They'll see the fire in your eyes, the dreams you're chasing, and they'll say, go. And when that happens, you'll know it was worth the wait. So what is your treasure? Take a moment, let the question settle. It's not an easy one, is it? But that's the beauty of it, figuring it out step by step as you go. Paulo Coelho wrote, "Remember that wherever your heart is, there you will find your treasure." So tell me, what is your treasure? And more importantly, are you ready to go after it? It's been quite the journey, hasn't it? I'll admit these old legs of mine are feeling the weight of it. But you know what? It was worth every step. Walking with you, sharing these stories, it's been a joy. And hey, a little weariness is a small price to pay for good company and a full heart, don't you think? If you've enjoyed this journey as much as I have, why not join me for the next one? Hit that subscribe button and let's keep exploring the paths of dreams, courage, and discovery together. Thank you for walking with me today. No matter where your journey takes you, remember this. The treasure is as much in the journey as in the destination. So lace up those shoes again, old pal. There's a whole world out there waiting for you. See you soon on Heroes' Journeys.